My name is Michael Sennott, and I am chairman of the trustees here at God's Love We Deliver. When Stonewall occurred, I think the whole community was traumatized because, again, it was rated, but it was the first pushback. And I think that had everybody rethink what they were believing, doing, and acting. Leading up then to the AIDS pandemic, there was this whole out movement that sort of valued the differences in our culture and in gay life, and it came smack up against the thing that you were celebrating was in fact the thing that was going to kill you. In the summer of '83, there was, quote unquote, a tea dance at Klaus Oldenburg's house. And I drove, there were 6 of us in the car, I drove, it was in Southampton. And it was a typical sort of tea dance, although it was billed as a fundraiser. I didn't quite understand what that was. So everybody was drinking and walking around. And there was a man on a microphone screaming at us. Look to your right, look to your left, one of you will be dead in 2 years. And it was Larry Kramer. And that was the first time I was aware that something was wrong. And it was in our community. I'm the only person alive who drove back in that car. Everybody else died within 4 years. So people were frightened and dying, and it was a climate of death. It was this irony, this flip, that the very sexuality that we celebrated was going to bite us in the hooky, as they said. And I think nobody was prepared. Nobody was prepared to deal with it. Now, what came out of it was the kind of response that was signaled by God's love. But the individual care was, first I was caring for my neighbor, I was caring for my lover, I was caring for somebody at work. And then they began to organize, just the way it was with Richard Sales. I mean, Ganga was one of several people that were bringing him food. And for the first time, I think it was individuals taking responsibility for other individuals and for strangers. The remarkable thing was that in God's Love case, she called strangers to come and prepare food and deliver it to strangers. So the moment it became, this isn't my cousin Fred, or this isn't my lover, or our circle of friends, this is everybody in my community helping people they don't know, that was a real breakthrough. And I think something that the community, back to pride, should be proud of. That shared sense of responsibility. The knowledge that I may have helped sustain God's love beyond the pandemic, and that it now serves a larger community, and by the way, also sets a pattern for nutritional impact on the larger community at large. It's clear that one of the things coming out of HIV and the pandemic was that you need total care. There's no such thing as just medical care. You need nutrition, you need housing, you need legal advice, you need all the rest of it to get through. I think its place in history is about compassion. The spirit of compassion gets tapped into in crisis, and I think it was in the AIDS pandemic. And I think we can continue to demonstrate the importance of compassion.